if I look like hell, or I've seen a ghost, I did this video already. Okay. I had a fun day today. A good day. I could feel the huge shift on the planet from the eggs, from the work, just huge amounts of hope and optimism coming through. And because of that, I dropped my guard. Okay. There was a homeless man on the street. And he was sleeping, and it's freezing outside. And I reached into my pocket and I pulled out a 10-pound bill and I dropped it next to his face in a little omelet so that nobody would take it. And I thought maybe that he maybe he could get a hostel for the night and have a night's sleep, you know? And a nice bath, not be curled up freezing on the street. And I go and I run an errand. Then I realize, crap, I should have given him 20. I went back to give him an extra 10-pound bill, and he was gone. So he probably had enough at that point. Okay. So, yay. Got a homeless man off the street for the day, or for the night. For one night. And I started downloading the material for the egg and all the healings that need to come through before we proceed. And I started doing the egg with you guys. Again, like in Slytherin. And some man attacked me and shot me in the head in the etheric world. And it hurts so much, I can't stand it. This was a man I thought was a protector and a friend of mine. And just was holding some fucking grudge. And I had dropped my guard. And I had forgotten to listen to those red flags. And I played that Monica Potter character. That's just, in Patch Adams, just too trusting, too nice. It was a fake friend, you know? Fakes. And it's just an ass for planes. It doesn't matter. My head hurts like hell. And I can't get rid of it. And Lucifer breaks down with me. and we consult. Because the Nexa for Hufflepuff is now impossible. There is a tribe of dragons, and you have to become literally true friends with them to ever get into Hufflepuff. True friends. Beauty and the Beast style. The Mayan lineage is never gonna fucking do it. I'm dying. Maybe Inga can. True friends, to the point where you die for those dragons. And they would die for you, you know, in return. Loyal. Honest. True. Physically. Spiritually, emotionally. Got it? That's now the Nexa for Hufflepuff. You can go through these initiations and you'll still never get in until you get through that Nexa. There are no good people in Tiferet. God made the baseline. I look better now. I'm not dying. I got Star to send me some healing energy. Thanks, Star. Jesus isn't going to let you guys in. You know? Doesn't matter how much you whine and complain, or try to trick or weasel or snake your way in. Manipulate. Trick the system. Throwing a temper tantrum. I want out of Slytherin! I need protection! Trustworthy. So after I was shot in the astral planes, and this means in the lower worlds too, the hell realms. After I was shot in the astral planes, Lucy and I were like, yeah. And Mother Andromeda, too trustworthy. And then Babaji came through. You have gained literally no person's trust on Earth. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I trust no person on Earth. No person has earned my trust. At all. Some people might be in the process of earning it, but that's a different ballgame. No carts before the horses here. just work. Gonna run back to Slytherin. No backstabbing allowed in Hufflepuff. None. Just true friend. Real friend. And not just with me, with all the dragons, you know? Through and through. With Jesus and Mother Mary. Man. How do you get through a Nexa where you have to become best friends with invisible spirits and true friends? Man, that would actually require magic and God. They're going to ask you to do things, you know? Prove your loyalty. Show you your true test of character. Maybe Inga can get through, you know? Maybe. Love is not enough. Not love in the root chakra. And the roots of roots and roots. Love where it's reliable. And it's not like, yeah, your higher astral praying. Your higher astral self's like, I love you. And then your lower astral self is, let me stab you. Like that can't exist in Hufflepuff. So, trustworthy. Man, I'm really excited for the future. If anybody gets here, I'm going to be thrilled. Fucking thrilled. The work we'll be able to do together. Unbelievable. Man. So, there are a number of healings that need to occur. I'm thinking I might set up these healings and then we'll start again on the egg tomorrow. Maybe my brain feels okay to do it again. I deleted all of the tape because I was just so... It's too much. This planet's just too violent. You're gonna need to learn how to pray for dragons and heal them. And love them. It's like Fawn and the Neverbeast, you know? So, sorry. You know, divine laws are divine laws. But those standards is what keeps the Slytherin out of Hufflepuff. So they're not like the same. My favorite teaching, now I'm just preaching, you know. You guys will never understand it. That was God coming through. My favorite teaching was God lighting up a different circle of hell that I was gridding before this egg. We want to get the responsibility gridded through for Hufflepuff, so that every Hufflepuff has the ability to respond, at the least, or that they can. God's defense. So they might not be perfect, but when you say something to them, they can look and they go, oh yeah, I can self-correct. I can heal that. They can take feedback and respond. And, you know, they can respond to attack. Because we don't want any more Jesuses being tortured to death and nailed to a cross. No more. Ability to respond. Self-defense. Hufflepuff. Your thoughts in Hufflepuff become more like, if they're throwing bullets at you, you might redirect it and throw the bullets back at them. Or you might turn the bullets into dust and throw shit into their mouths and stuff it down their throats. And then make it manifest physically. Stuff like that, you know? It's not lethal, but it's humiliating. Disgusting. You might teach them their lesson, you know? Stuff like that. So, you can also send healing and grape jellies and apple pies for the people you like, or marshmallows. Especially for the kids, right? Especially little kids attacking you and you're like, marshmallow! Stuff like that. Super cute. So, ability to respond. When I built the Kali Isis temple, Lucifer was showing me that with the dragons and the dragon birthings, that he was part of the original responsibility dragons. And he might have been the worst one, like the goalie, the gatekeeper. Okay. The troublemaker. At the worst. At the worst. Lucifer was a responsibility dragon. Hufflepuff or above. Really Gryffindor, but. Because he has the ability to self-correct and respond. Which is more than I could say than most of you. Or any of you. He's a spirit. You guys aren't physical bodies. You guys should be brilliant masters by now. Unless he's not a spirit. So, this is a big self-awareness check. The healings that came through, some of them paralleled the posts that I just made on the Facebook page. Like, ignorance is not a virtue. It's actually a sin. There was a really nice teaching that came with it. Like, when you're no longer ignorant and you have knowledge, you know what to do. And you can graduate Groundhog Day. Because you know what to do. So it's knowledge and awareness and truth is a virtue. You can create heaven with it because you just know what to do. Oh my God, ignorance is not a virtue. It's a sin. So turn off the ignorance genomes all the way down and all the way up into the God forms. And then go non-ignorance or awareness. If you need a gradation channel, like how do I make sure I can funnel in that intelligence really cleanly and succinctly? All the way into the core of the earth. If you want to know where Rava is, she's still here. She's just silent. I know that's comforting to some people. When I was gritting up the Khaleesi temple with doing the dragon eggs and seeing all the visions and stuff, I would go around. I'd run around the lake in Oakland and grit it and grit it and grit it. And there would be like little mermaid spirits in the water that I would play with, and some other spirits. And sometimes they would go, "Where's Rava?" It was cute. But Rava had me doing crazy tricks with batons that I would run and throw batons up into the air and catch it in weird ways to feel the force and the chi and to get the perfect timing. And it was nice. And there would be one time where I split open my hand because it landed once wrong, really wrong, or it was on my finger or something. But I did a lot of work back then on like building up my momentum and seeing the 50 things I could do at once. And that's a Kali grid. So if I could grid running, but also in like a DNA format, while throwing a baton up in the air and catching it on the reverse end, that kind of thing. That's a Kali thing. So it was a nice like 7-mile trek. I had 2 friends in Oakland when I was there. I call them night furies because they look like night furies. One's name was Melvin, and the other one was Joseph. And they looked almost identical. They were rad. They were the only friends I made in Oakland at all. But the first one, it was in Whole Foods, and I could just see his third eye blasted open. And I go, he is the only person that is awake on the planet. And he saw me, and I saw him, and we came together. And it was rad. And we would meet up in the park. And he was a Cinderella kind of man. He would clean people's houses and clean, and we had a lot of stories, but I liked him a lot. He was a boxer too. Spiritual, and we would have conversations about divine royalty. And the other one was a climber. His name might not be Joseph. It might be blocked. Okay. But he was nice and gentle, and he had a kid. And he was loving. And these were the only 2 friends I made when I was there for like 3 months. I like third eye open people. Okay. Ignorance should be turned off. Self-awareness. Truth turned on. All right. Now, throw all psychic attack into the lava. You will never get into Hufflepuff. And outward aggression thrown into the lava. I'm hearing the question. Can I say these things before I go on a diatribe so you guys can meditate on it? You know, when I go on a diatribe, you can find another genome to turn on. Usually it will open up a rabbit hole like 10 different things. First, do no harm. Once you're in Tiferet, your priority is do no harm to yourself and the people that are going to help you. Not the people below Tiferet. Remember, Arya Stark sits at the end of Tiferet with a fucking needle, you know, like death as a protector. So you're not outwardly aggressive at all. What you are is defensive. So, you know, Arya was a hunter and a master and trained. It gets worse the higher you climb. Because the seraphim are the protectors of God. So they're even more so, you know? You have to like get into the inner rings. And not just in a book, like in your soul and heart. Oh, should I say this? Mother Earth is one of the dragons that you'd have to become true friends with. True love. So all that psychic attack. Now, there are 10 more healings that need to get through, including not lying to yourself, telling yourself the truth. That's a big one. Self-honesty. Turn off self-deception. All the way into the core of the earth and all the way into the heavens. So you might also want to do let go of being too trusting. Turn off too trusting. And then turn on make people actually, truly earn my trust. There will be people that you just don't care if you are in their trust, you know? Because, they're just so full of shit and they're just so insane that they can't even do math. Now, you don't necessarily have to get into Hufflepuff through me. But you have to get through God and through the dragons. But you can't backstab me. Why do none of you get that? So, backstabbing energy, genomes, turn off. Can you imagine backstabbing Jesus? This is why Jesus only had 12 friends. There were only 12 people on the planet that were ever good enough to even just be around him. Think now, here's the better part. Think of your kids. Your kids are in the Hufflepuff house. Wouldn't you want to make sure that there is not one fucking backstabber in the Hufflepuff house? Ever? If you're going to send your kid off to school and they have magic and wands and knives. Wouldn't that be nice? That your kid could go off to school and know that he or she or trans, unidentified, was safe. Period. Like true love. Innocence. So, the other component about the Nexa for Hufflepuff is the understanding the God, the 2 or 3-year-old version of God, like Krishna. That level of innocence. So maybe turn on inner child or inner child healing. And then turn off non-inner child healing. 2 adult. Okay. All rape energy needs to go into the lava. You possibly raping other people in the astral planes needs to go into the lava, you know. I was going to say into the other space to be burned and purified. It's the same thing. And then just all rape drama into the lava. If you're busy, I made this joke last time. If you're busy creating like rape drama cycles, you don't belong in Tiferet. See, the thing is, like in Tiferet, your energy should be like, how do I make sure that homeless person on the street isn't going to freeze to death? That's what you're focused on. Not, oh, all this rape drama, trauma crap. One of the best teachings came through with the mystery school, and it was Goodney. And me teaching Goodney a lesson in the astral planes that he needed to make sure that every person's vagina in Slytherin was going to be protected. That was his job as, as a keeper in the house of Slytherin. Protected. Not used. Protected. Otherwise, he will reincarnate as a woman, as a female, and his vagina won't be protected. And he will go through crap. So he better make sure, all of them in Slytherin are protected. That's his act of nobility. There's a punchline to that, because it's not selfless. It's just to save his own ass. Kali Ren out.